Oh, we're back again, guys. Welcome back. You know who this is. It's Hydra. Welcome back, my friend. If anyone's watching the replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy the video and feel free to check out any of the others. All of the streams will be archived on Patreon and free for you all to watch. Today we're going to be running through, or in this session, we're going to be running through some build ideas for you. We're going to start the Crusader because I've got him the highest level at the moment, and we're going to be doing build after build after build for lots of different weapons. What I'll be doing is time-stamping them down below so you can check out in the comments, in the description. Have a look at the timestamps and find some weapons you like. We'll talk about some ideas for each of the builds, and then we'll jump into some missions and actually do them. So we're going to go with Hunter, my heavy gunner, and we're going to crack open some builds to get us started. Now I'll start with ranged because I think that's going to be the majority of the player base, but we will be moving, of course, into some of the melee builds and other such things. Looking good there, Hunmer. So let's first just buy unread mails. Getting some mail. We got to unfortunately pick up a load of stuff and sell a load of stuff so we can move on with the missions, etc. Getting too much crap after the missions, but I need to keep these items. I'll tell you what, let's put some in the bank because we might need these in a moment. Let's chuck them in, chuck them in, chuck them in. We'll start with some simple weapons. What do you guys want to start with today? Give me a shout out as to what you like the idea of starting with. I'm kind of thinking maybe should we start with dual plasma pistol? Then we'll move up and use a plasma gun because that'll be a similar build. Bolt gun could be good. And then we'll maybe move on to an auto gun and a las gun. Start with those, work our way up and make it interesting. So let's just accept these rewards. Accept these rewards again. And maybe some more rewards. And some other rewards that won't be accepted. Oh, my inventory's still full. Oh, this is the worst stream in the world. Right. Salvage all of that, salvage all of that, and salvage all of that. Leave me alone. Anything else? Anyone else want a piece? Right. Now we can actually get started with the actual game. So, what we're going to do first, build-wise, let's go with a pistol build. Let's go with dual plasma pistol and see what we got. We'll get our skill points out of the way first. We'll unspend all of these. Please, please, Neocore, give me a unspend all reset button. It would have saved me probably an hour or two of my life. But, you know, it's good practice for left-click, right-click combos. I mean, one day the extra muscle power I've developed may be of some use. My left-click, right-click game is semi-on point. It's improved anyway. Right, nearly there. Support as well. Okay, physical attacks too. We'll unspend all of them, and I think we're up to 51. 51 skill points to spend. Welcome to the stream, guys. Nice to have you here. We're going to start off with a dual plasma pistol build. Now we're going to obviously look at what skills we have and what they do. Single target and assault. Okay. We have armor piercing and another single target. The vulnerability heat is also quite nice. So 2 single targets thus far, which we can work with. Armor piercing only on one of them. And the cooldown is 3 seconds here. Now, it's also worth mentioning that Focus Bolt is... now, which one's the piercing? Piercing penetrates multiple targets, slow projectile, and nothing actually you can upgrade there apart from range damage. Okay. And then we have the Overcharge, which is a knockdown, knockback, compressive, charge shot, etc. that travels at a slow speed and is, again, single target. So, we've got options thus far. And not a lot of them, I have to say, for this weapon. We've got the single target here and here. We could maybe just go with range damage, to be honest. We've only got 1 armor piercing ability. So straight away, this weapon, I would say, is a little bit of feedback to the developers. Your options aren't that rate sort of varied. Single target could be used for 2 of the abilities. However, the other 2 aren't going to benefit from it. Critical is obviously going to benefit anything ranged, as is ranged combat. So I think that's probably a very safe one to do. And of course, if you get a chance on hit or chance on crit, etc., and you're using the piercing strike, that would be my suggestion for this. To actually spam this one quite a lot. Its cooldown is quite low, but its cooldown is also over 1 second, so it can get access to a few more bonuses via this sort of increased cooldown. But its damage per second is pretty reasonable. You're not going to overheat from it. Let me just shut up and get on with this. So heat attacks are always quite useful. Now, why are they useful? critical hits applying a vulnerability is nice. Critical hits applying a burn is also nice. Burns are good. Overheated weapons cooldown faster is semi-handy, assuming we don't have 4 of these pistols to constantly sort of swap between. And, of course, extra damage is nice, and the extra damage, -5 critical area. This one really has me torn. I think it's technically doable, but there you go. Oh, my word, we've missed a skill point in close combat. Triggered. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. That skill point is going to save us. Critical hits, we're definitely going to go with, because remember, we're applying a burn with critical hits. So I think that's definitely going to be worth doing. And is it worth healing for a critical hit? I don't think so. Increased critical hit chance when low on suppression's kind of okay, but I shouldn't be that low. Extra suppression damage will be alright, because then I can do some knockbacks, some knockdowns, some things like that. Range combat could be good. Now, I don't have any slows, shock, stuns or freezes, so this, and this are completely feckin' pointless. I have a knockdown and knockback, so I could use maybe this to grant a shock to those that have been knocked down. But by the time I do that, they're going to be nearly dead anyway, so I'm just going to focus on damage. Now, before I spend too much in damage, we've done a good bit so far. We've got our heat attacks applying some burns. We've got criticals applying the burn via the heat attack point. We've got the extra crit up here, and the extra this, and the extra that to make overheated weapons a little bit better. This one will reduce the cooldown of that ability too, because it's over 1 second, remember, so that's also useful to have. Now, what else can we do? Because at the moment, I'm really thinking I want to focus on making this ability my bread and butter, because it's really, really good. It's kind of AoE, but it's kind of not. What else can I do? Well, why don't we, while we're here, invest into this? Because it's incredibly good. It's incredibly useful. Why don't we also, because we should be using cover to get this bonus, go with 20% damage reduction in cover. I know you've seen these a lot before. I would probably suggest going with this. It's only 0.25 focus regen, but it's still very, very good. And we've got 9 points left to make our damage go up a little bit. Now, we've got all sorts of options as to what we could do here. I would suggest this one. Burning effect lasts longer and blocks health regen. Very, very useful. The pub was lunch. The pub was lunch. The lunch was good, thank you, Chapter Master Jones. I didn't actually eat anything, I had a liquid lunch. It was good. Now, bleeds, poisons, burns effect on me are reduced. That's kind of okay, but I don't get debuffed that often. I could increase my focus here a little bit, not too good. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go with the aim tree and just increase our damage. We could go for survivability here. I mean, 9 points can get you fairly far. 9 points can get you a fair way towards some improvements. Other options could be extra suppression damage and extra damage penalty for every point of stacked vulnerability. That's kind of okay. Deflected melee attacks, that's kind of crap. Going to be fair there. Now, if they're slowed, we don't have a slow. Slowed and shocked, we don't have any of that. Again, targets affected by knockdown or knockback suffer damage penalty. That's okay, because you can do it on the odd elite. It's alright, it's not that good. The suppression tree would probably be doable. We could probably go along here and get an extra bit of critical hit chance, maybe an extra bit of movement speed. I mean, that one's not too bad. 20% damage bonus, 10% damage reduction. That's not too bad when you're taking damage and your suppression is up. So if you're using a lot of cover, it's actually pretty good. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can squeeze that tree in here. Let's see if we can squeeze it in. The damage over time anti-regen may have to go. Let's see what we can do. Suppression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Let's see what we can do. 2 there, potentially. Oh, I don't want to get rid of that, but I might need to. Damage over time, I'm going to keep that. Oh, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this, my favourite one in the game, just for the sake of making this more awesome. And we're going to pass on the movement speed because we're going to be sat in cover. So this is the build. I'm actually thinking it looks all right. Personal Void Shield needs an upgrade. Jesus, Timony. That is bad. That is not very high. Okay, that is the build. Let's see what else we can spend. We can also go with... Ooh, Warfare is looking pretty good. It's just shy of getting the extra critical hit bonus here of... Well, an extra good chunk of percentage, an extra 5. Critical hit chances on 20%, which isn't too bad at all. Now, why don't we just shut up and play? Do a mission and see what we can do. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Remember to buy those... Oh, what do we got here? Hunt Chaos Legion. That'll do perfectly. I do need to upgrade some of my weapons as well. I've got armor pieces and such that haven't been upgraded. There was a green mission, and it's disappeared. Okay, let's go back. I do need to use some of these relics to combine them to upgrade my armor. Remember, that's how you get to 1500. Then the last system would suddenly be a little bit more doable. But what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and do this. This will be fairly tough. Fairly tough. Chapter Master Jones, are you not familiar with the words of Liquid Lunch? Liquid Lunch is how we roll. Let's go with Demonic Incursion. Yeah, Icicle map. I'm all about that. This is medium difficulty as well, so oh boy. Could be a little bit tough. Should be fun though. So we're going to do one mission with this, and then we're going to do another buildcraft session. The buildcraft will get a little bit quicker and quicker and quicker as we go along. Again, I'm just trying to give you a full thought process as to how to make a build. I have to say this is actually one of the simpler weapons to make a build with, in a way. In a way. Let's move, and it's not a purge, but I do want to get whatever's in that chest. Now remember, the one ability is the one we're looking to use, because it goes through multiple enemies, and it does a good chunk of damage to them. Let's have a see if we can kill all three. Ah, that's why you don't conga line next to an Inquisitor. Oh my word, who conga lines like that? Oh, I hit an object. And pow. Okay, let's find some that are conga lined for us and line them up. You boys, come to me. Right, there we go. It's sort of involves a little bit of thinking and planning as to where you're going to stand so you can hit two at once, but I think it's quite efficient. And it means that I can damage this warp gate despite the fact that I'm not actually shooting it, which I really like. I find it an incredibly useful ability. Without a doubt, it is probably the best ability of the plasma pistol, I think anyway. I mean, you can max single fire, and granted this isn't the quickest thing in the world, but my suppression's doing alright. I'm not taking too much damage. It would be firing a little bit quicker if I was in cover, but you know, sometimes you've just got to walk around and feng shui enemies so you can kill two at once. It's an idea, it's one to try. Oh, and there we go. Can we get 3 in 1? There we go, I think we got 3 with that one. Oh, 2 with... No, that was bad feng shui. Bad feng shui. Right, let's move. We can move up here. We don't need to kill everything on this map. You guys get the point. You get the point. You know how it works. I like the fact it's basically AoE but not AoE, if you get what I mean. Are we doing damage to it from here? It doesn't look like it, does it? Let's put one of these down. Uh-oh. Let's do a bit of damage to that. There we go. The only downside is it's not sort of piercing or armor penetrating or anything like that, so it's sort of... Well, it's not a whopping amount of damage that it does to armored targets, but it's not terrible. What do you think? Would you give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down, guys? Let's have a little, a yay or a nay. What are you thinking? Plasma pistol? I mean, I can do just the general offload ability, which does loads of heat and a knockback, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool, it's okay. I could do maybe a high suppression build with this and then use the knockdown to apply a slow, and maybe then I could do something there. Not entirely sure. I don't think it's particularly viable though, because by the time you've taken it's not got any high suppression abilities. If you've got a high suppression ability, then you can do suppression damage, then knockdown, then increase range damage to knock down targets. And that's a very efficient way of getting some extra damage in. But we got a couple yays. I would agree with you that it feels a little bit underpowered. In a corridor map, it does have... Ooh, chest. Ooh. Okay. We got it, we're out. Whoa. And we've already given the feedback to the developers that I'd like a teleport sound when exiting a map. And I tell you what, guys, if you want proof that developers listen in a month's time, I'm almost sure that there will be one. Not because Hydra says so, because I think it's a good idea. Right, we've got a bit of rank XP too. How about that? How new is his video? Because I've seen the video a couple of days ago, Bjorn, of him talking to the developers. I've had a chat with the developers, but there's just really not much to say. I've not seen any gameplay footage, and they're not ready to do interviews yet. So I want to do stuff for it, but we just don't. Until we get screenshots, until we get info on game mechanics. What am I doing here? I'm doing a different build. I will be doing Necromunda stuff. Rest assured, I will be doing guides on it. That will be my jam. So, what are we going to do, guys? Let's go for... Well, why don't we go for another heat so we don't have to change too much? So, a lasgun, to be honest, would probably have the exact same build. It has... The reason why is it has absolutely bugger all utility. It's mainly single target based, which is okay, actually. I mean, all of these are single target. So the single target tree instead of the suppression tree would probably be viable, and you could probably take a few points out of the ranged in order to make that a thing. But a non-stacking 20% damage and 10% damage reduction bonus for 1 second whenever you take damage in suppression is really good. Is this worth it? Well, you get 4% damage plus 1.5 just for that. So that's not too bad. Killing with a single target ability reduces the cooldown by 30% is kind of okay, although the rate of fire is not that great. That's a very good one for the hotshot las rifle, by the way, while we're here, because if you do a fairly easy difficulty and you're in cover and you've got the reduced cooldown, you can kill something in one hit. That definitely can do it. How many points do you have to spend here to get a 20% damage bonus? An absolute bucket ton. And a lot of these, I'm sorry, Neocore, but are pretty goddamn bad. I mean, I've got to spend another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points just to get this. I honestly just don't think it's worth it. The extra damage when they're slowed, shocked, stunned or frozen is nice. I mean, to be fair, that alongside the range tree is very nice, but I don't have the utility. I'm actually going to suggest as much, even though it's got 2 single target DPS attacks. It's not worth using that. I would even go so far as saying stick with the suppression, because granted, when you're fighting a melee, that's of no use to you whatsoever, but the stats aren't too bad. Extra damage bonus, reduced damage taken. In ranged firefights, it's going to be useful. Granted, against a melee user, it's not going to be useful, but I think it's probably... I mean, heck, you could probably just put those points in here and it would be a little bit more sort of static damage. But I think actually the build for a lasgun would be about the same, but what we'll do is we'll jump into a mission now and actually have a look at it and see if it... Well, that's a bit too high. Well, that's a bit too low. Well, I feel like we need to just pull some stats out of my bum to make this a little bit easier. Let's level up a relic and see what we can do. I am the Crusader at the moment, my friend. I am the Crusader at the moment. Let us go to the fusion. And what we'll do is level up a Signum, I think, just to get an extra little bit. Plop. Pop that down there. Let's see if the fusion's still broken. Fusion, fusion, fusion. Are you, or do you have any nuts? Definitely going to get rid of that. Oh, I did it. I broke it. Oh, man, I didn't mean to do that. Definitely going to get rid of the scatter field, which is terrible. And we will... Well, we've used the plasma pistols now. Ta-da! Now that will be 120. Health per second and all resist. Lovely jubbly. So now we've got a little bit more. And we have a little bit more of a chance of doing stuff in the last sector. What else can we upgrade? Let's upgrade... I think this is a fairly good purity seal. Yeah, it's all right. It'll do. We'll upgrade this. We'll just get our power rating up a little bit, otherwise it's going to be a really big headache in that last sector. Another plasma pistol, please. Ta-da! Another 50. It's pretty easy to level up, and it doesn't take that long to get all of this stuff. Right, we're leveling up slowly. Right, let's go, 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 go. What else can we get? Flamer, a spare flamer, and we've got a grenade launcher, and I hate grenade launchers, so we won't need that. And another flamer. Right, we'll use those. We're going full upgrades, guys. Welcome to the leveling process with Hydra. Main implant, let's do that now. Do I have a spare one? Yes. Ta-da. Fusion. And where are ye? Where are ye? Main implant. There we go. And grenade launcher, because that's without a doubt my least favourite. Grav pistol, I could definitely dump that one. Not a big fan of the Grav pistol, but I would like to try and do a build for it for you, just to see if I can come up with something. 1199, that'll do. Right, let's crack on with the mission now. Timestamp, please, for the las rifle. Las rifle time, las rifle time. There we go, they're yellow now. They'll be a little bit more palatable. I think a Grav pistol build could be interesting. We can definitely think about that. Oh, don't want to do that one. Ugh. Oh, there we go. A reasonable level. There we go. Lovely jubbly, lovely jubbly, jubbly, jubbly. I have a Grav pistol in the storage. Well, if I can craft another one, we can have a look at doing a Grav pistol, because that does have slows, shocks, stuns, and freezes, etc. So that's definitely something we could have a think about. Because the Grav pistol has some options, basically. You've got single target abilities. You can do all sorts of extra damage to a slowed target. Absolutely. The problem is that some of these have loads of options and others don't. The las gun doesn't have much going for it. What we'll do is we'll jump in a bit of cover here. We'll just do the straightforward shot shooting first. So, where's all the damage? Let's take some cover. So this is the standard. Every now and again I'm shooting twice. I think I'm actually... is that damage broken? That's interesting. Let's have a look. That can't be right. That's terrible damage. Wow, that's really bad. Let's try an aim shot and see how much that does. Is this guy a boss or something? Well, he is a commander, to be fair. Well, I'll let him off because he's a commander, but damn, that took ages. Those guys are dying quick, at least. Is it me, or do rogue psychers now take forever to die? Those guys definitely do not. Are there any Commander Space Marines? That's what we need, the odd Commander Space Marine. That would make all the people happy that are, you know, unhappy about how quickly an Astartes dies. What is up, Jones? What is up, Jones? We're saying hi to Jones, but I don't see Jones. I'm really confused. Is Jones here? Right, I have to say, this is not really that interesting of a build. Damage? It's not really much to behold. And bearing in mind this is a green mission. I mean, the single shot does okay against armour, and if I crit, it does a burn, and there's all of those things too. But I mean, really? Ugh. It's not that good, is it? What do we think, guys? Yes or no? Does this look like a fun build to use? Does this look like a fun weapon to use? It's basically just doing single shots, the occasional triple round burst, the occasional one shot. But the problem I have with this is, while it has a very nice sort of look at my hose type ability, it just doesn't have anything interesting going for it. It doesn't have any utility. And that's kind of what I'm enjoying about some of the other weapons now, is if... oh my word, is there actually two of these? I tell you what, let's call in the air support. We're going to need it, because we might be here all day otherwise. I'll try and complete the mission, just to be sort of thorough. Oh my word, though. This is a slow old slog. Okay, you like the las gun. I'm glad you like it, but do you really like it? That's what I'm trying to think. Do you could it be better? Let's phrase it that way. And if so, what would make it better? I tell you what I think would make it a little bit more interesting is having a passive burn on the hotshot. I think, you know, just it's a channeled, it's a barrage, it's a breacher. I think a plasma burn, maybe even a plasma burn applied via the aim shot, I don't know. Just something that could apply a bit of utility, and then that could apply a slow, etc, 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 etc. Just something that could be done to make it a little bit more interesting, because... yo, what's up, Alith? If this could apply a slow, a shock, a stun, a freeze, any of those, then you've instantly got twice as many build options. Yeah, it's just not doing it for me. I mean, in terms of play style, not having an interrupt. It's just here for damage. Let's be fair. What is it here for? It's got plus crit on 2 of the abilities. It's here for damage, but is it fun sitting here alternating my 2 damaging abilities? Nah. It's got no situational, and I think that's a problem. That is a big problem for it. Not really feeling this. I mean, it's got the second ability too, which the right click will give you a slight movement steroid. It sounds okay on paper. It really sounds okay on paper, but it feels really spammy to me. It feels like you're just... And granted, I know a lot of people feel like every weapon is just spammy, but there's no if-then equals decision-making that I have to make. It's kind of just abilities off a cooldown, so mash it. And granted, I could probably do a more efficient rotation here. I could probably make this more interesting by optimizing my rotation, but it's not the same as when we were playing with a sniper earlier, and every now and again I was able to interrupt an enemy when they were just about to attack me. That's much, much more interesting to a player. So, I have to say, I like the animations, I like the sounds. I just don't like how this weapon is executed. It just seems to be missing something. A little bit of a je ne sais quoi. And I think it's just... I mean, the damage should be there. I just feel like the base damage isn't, though. It never overheats. I mean, look, I'm trying to spam as much as I can. I'm really trying to make it overheat here. And eventually it overheats. Eventually. But it's just not exciting. Heavy stubber sound. Oh, I'm a freaking gird. Dude, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? I love that. It's so deep and bassy now. Right. We could burn some enemies, I guess. We can do this. I mean, this is a bit of a novelty, yes. But, I mean, it turns the gun into just a glorified lightsaber, and this is probably the best thing about it. Being able to do something that's fairly high down. It's ridiculous, though. It's not that fun to use. It's kind of like pissing up a wall. It's fun for a few seconds, and then the novelty wears off. You quickly see how high you can go and, like, yeah, look at that. It's all sort of... No, okay, I'm bored now. I don't think it's quite there for me. Ooh, a plasma gun. Oh, an iron plant. Get it. Get it. Get it. And I'll have a... I know I've said this already today, but I like picking up items, personally. I like the auto pickup, don't get me wrong. I don't want to click on stuff. That's just horrible. But I like seeing them on the ground like this before you pick them up. Ugh. Because you see, oh, a shiny item. And then once in 100 missions, if you see, I don't know, a godlike item or something, you can actually go, oh my god, that really cool unique axe that I've never seen before. This is totally awesome. This is the best day ever. Oh, did you, guys, did you see this weapon? I've got this weapon. It's so awesome. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want magic moments, memorable moments. And looting is part of your sort of experience of an ARPG. I admit, though, that they need items that get players excited, but they're coming, we have to be patient. They've only changed the pickup system, they've not actually changed the loot themselves yet. Okay, let's drop another one of these. Stop shooting my turret, you douche. Oh, kill 2 at once. Ugh. So stressed, much wow. Okay, we should really be using the cover system here. I'd probably have full suppression if I were. There you go, look at my suppression going up. It's not even an issue. Drop a turret, that will help me. This one's doing absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm sorry, but this weapon is just mashing 2 buttons. There's no situational. No, I can't support it. I can't. This does not get the Hydra seal of approval. It's just a button spammer. That's what I dislike about it. Right. We will finish the mission though in the name of the Emperor. Yeah, I get that the animation for this is kind of cool, but really is it? Is it cool? I don't think so. I'm not convinced. There we go. Right, supplier box. Oh, a plasma cannon. And when you kill big things, you get good drops. That is, of course, something nice to have. Right, moving on. We've got some inoculators left. We should do, at least. The Imperial Guard aren't really following. Oh, there we go. Now we've got some. Why does it have a 0? Oh, yeah, it's because it's the 0 key. I remember. I keep thinking that's the amount of charges. Oh, my word. These Hungarians and their weirdly placed 0 key. Us normal folk, we've got it next to the 9 key, because that makes complete sense. Crazy Europeans. Does anyone else here have the 0 key next to the 1 key? Such madness is heresy. I remember the day I had a conversation with the developer about that. I was like, why the hell do you have it on the other side of the keyboard? And they were like, but it's next to the 1 key. They had no idea. They actually had no idea that we have it the different way round. Absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Right? That's madness. Is it madness that it's one way or the other way, Jan? I kind of see it as making sense that the 0 key is next to the 1. Like, numerically it makes sense. It makes no sense for it to be elsewhere, but that's all I've ever known. There you go, learning about intercontinental keyboard configurations today. Oh, another heavy bolter. So, just a little comment on the drop rates here. I've seen at least 3 purples thus far in this mission. Not bad going. The drop rates, I think, have definitely increased. Right. I think there might be a few too many commanders mixed in with the ordinary units. Maybe. Oh. Right, let's sort out this havoc. Come on. There we go. Whew. Where are you from, Jan? Are you in the States? Because I think we have the same keyboard configuration. Right. Kill a few of these. There is a lot of commanders here. This is going to be painful. This is going to be painful. I was just like, why is healing not on cue by default? Shouldn't that be the norm? Come on! Come at me, bro. I dares you.
Perseverance favors the bold. Give them more death.
I'd love to give them more death. I'm kind of struggling here, though. How about come and support me? Hashtag squad system, please. Oh, leave me alone. You giant douche. Come on. Ooh, a heavy flamer. Nice. I have to say, I think the health for these rogue psychers may be a little bit excessive. Let's kill the one guy that we can kill fairly quickly first. Like 5 psychers? That's a little bit much. I might make the recommendation that actually having this many together might be a little bit excessive. Come on. Yeah, dropped aggro. Get wrecked, fool. Let my health come back. Oh, don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger. Right, there we go. I mean, how quickly do they die? That is not very quick, is it? More button spams from the Hydra. We're about to kill one of them, guys. We've killed one. Nowhere near getting my next turret available, which might make things a little bit quicker. This is kind of painful. Did my turret get melted straight away? I think it did. Am I missing something here? Am I supposed to be making these guys kill each other? Oh, leave me alone. I don't want to be slowed no more. There we go. Whew. Get some suppression back. There we go. Oh, go from cover to cover. I mean, the cover works. The cover works. Oh, I'm slowly getting health back, and it's not actually that hard to kite these guys. Let's be honest here, it's very simple. Come on. Come at me, bro. I'm getting as much health back as he's taking away. Is that a boss? No, it's just a demon. Are they actually healing each other quicker than I can? This is very, very tedious right now. But I did get 600 credits. The decimator's slowly going down thanks to my turret. Fucking hell! Go away! 2 turrets! Suck on my inquisitorial turret, you goddamn decimator. Oh my word. Oh, a relic! Okay, that was kind of worth it. I mean, that would be fun with 4 people. I've seen 3 or 4 relics drop today just from doing ordinary missions, even on low-level characters. There is definitely an increase in terms of drop rates there. Definitely. I can't remember what relic we got, though. I don't think it was something that exciting. Let's have a look. Where is it? Where is my relic? Get rid of you. Get rid of all of these things. That autogun. I guess we could do an autogun build, couldn't we? Oh my god, trying to kill a boss with an autogun. That is painful. Oh, did we get a main implant? We got a main implant, didn't we? That is... Well, toughness, virtue, warfare. Actually, that's not too shabby. Even though I just upgraded my old one, I mean, hey. That puts me a little bit closer to those juicy bonuses. Damage while using... I'm going to level this up right now. Right after I've selected these. There we go. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby. Fusion. Do a thing there. And what we'll do is get rid of a... Oh, we need the multi-melter. We'll get rid of a flamer. Ta-da. Yo, what's up, Igra? Yes, if he rotated the place while running, that would be tough. He would be a walking blender. That, to be honest, sounds a little bit painful. I don't know if I could cope. Right. What are we going to do next? Grav pistols, I remember someone cried. So we're going to grab out the Grav pistol. Oh my god, this is going to be... Grav pistols. Okay, they're not actually completely turd nuggets. They're just a little bit weird. Oh, wrong one. 2 Grav pistols. Right. Back to the skills. Off we go again. We need a song here, I think. We need a song. If I remember, Grav pistols are also kinetic. Fun fact. I guess it makes sense. They're not really heat, are they? All them right clicks. So, who here has used a Grav pistol build before? What did you like doing with it? What do you like about Grav pistols? Do you just like the base? Are you a little bit Megan Trainer? Are you all about the base? I am all about the damage. Okay, just need to stretch my fingers a little bit because I've gone a bit numb. There we go, and we're back. 52 points. Now let's investigate our weapons here and see what we've got. Right. Let's see what we've got. We've got armor piercing. Okay, strong versus armored. Also pretty damn good. Demolisher and single target. So the main things here, armor piercing, single target is the main one. You can't give assault a bonus, and you can't give strong versus armored a bonus, and the demolish doesn't get a bonus. So single target and armor piercing is what we can go for there. Aha! A stun and a slow. That is very useful to know. And single target again. And another slow, gravity well, area effect, persistent, demolisher. Okay, so we got a lot of slows. Straight away, I know I want to work out with that gravity flare, which is an aura skill, and auras basically just come out from around you. It's like doing an AoE around you. That's an aura. Yo, what's up, random lag? You came here for the heavy bolter? I'll do a heavy bolter for you. Next, my friend, is actually my favourite in the world. My favourite gun in the world ever that anyone did ever saw. Back to the weapon, just because I've lost track of what I was saying. We've got single target, loads of slows as well. So, Here's what we're going to do with that. We're going to go to the single target tree. We're going to go bish bash bish bosh. We're going to go plus 20% damage with a single target skill against slowed, shocked, stunned or frozen enemies. Ooh. Now we're going to go for extra 5, 10, 15, 20% damage against slowed, shocked, stunned or frozen enemies. So slowed enemies are going to take 40% extra damage. You see what I was saying about utility? It's really, really good to have a little bit of utility here. Now, slows lasting longer could definitely be a useful thing. Just for the sake of, well, we can also do increase the bonus to a slow and shock. So basically, they're even slower. And 10% bonus damage affected by slow and increases duration of slow by 1 second. Another bit of extra slow there. And shock. Yeah, shock to enemies that have been stunned is also, I think, nice for this build. And when stunning, you get 10% your maximum suppression. It's fairly good, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, I'm actually going to take these back. 40 points we've still got to use. So what can we do with this? We could go 5% range, 10% suppression damage, bonus for 3 seconds when opponent is hit by a single target skill. You've got to spend a lot of stuff to get there. I really don't think it's worth it. Now, physical damage, I think could be. Because physical damage stacking by 10% per second every time you do a bit of damage, it stacks up on a target up to a bonus of 50%. Very, very useful for killing nasty stuff. 5% damage of all skills that have a fairly long cooldown I think is okay. Bleeding lasts longer would be fine. I don't have any bleeding though, so let's move on and see what else we can do with 31 points. Now I think critical is probably where I would go because I love this. A stacking 10% damage bonus up to 100% for 10 seconds when a critical hit results in a kill. Bearing in mind, a critical hit will do more than double damage, so you've got quite a high chance of killing someone with a critical hit. Even if your critical hit is 20%, the chance you'll kill someone with a critical hit is more than 20%, because it's going to be doing more damage. Do you get me? So because of that, I really do think this is pretty good, but the suppression one's pretty good too. I would be very tempted to go with this, and I would be very tempted to mix it with this. And I think that's probably what we'll go for. 22 points. I don't know about you, but I am feeling... I'd like to feel 22 again. I feel my age. I feel 31. I know I don't look it, but I feel it. I don't care about healing me for 1% of my life. I think that's terrible. This one's never really getting used much. Extra suppression damage is going to be very, 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 very useful. Why is it going to be useful? Because extra suppression damage means I get to slow them quicker. Now, where is the one? Suppression damage bonus versus to single target attacks when hitting the same target with the same skill. This, I think, is useful because it basically, if you lower their suppression quicker, you're going to do stuff with this to make it do stuff and things to make them do slows. I hope you're following me. If you are, well done. Enemies losing more than 50% or more from a single target are knocked down, giving us a chance of knockdown, oh my freaking god, which could be used to apply a shock as well. Oh my god, we could apply so many things. I could take points out of here, but I'm going to keep it, but that would be an option for this as well. You could go with single target, enemies losing 50% of their health are going to be knocked down, and then you could combine that with debuffs, making them shocked after they've been knocked down. And of course then you'll do extra damage to the shock, and the shock will get the bonus of this. Oh my god. You could even apply the bonus to the single target piercing attack. You'll left click via this. Let's just shut up and get on with it, because we've got a crit build here. The philosophy is just hit them lots, apply a slow, and then they're going to take a bucket ton more damage. Let's see if it actually works though. Let's see if this build actually works. It should do, in theory, but it is maybe worth mentioning that the damage per second for this ability is crap. It's not very good at all. Gravity Flare does a good bit. Gravity Well does a good bit per second, and that's all well and good. Ooh, 5 seconds slow that lasts for. That's not too bad. This is no good, but it's good against armoured ability stuff. So basically, it has its purpose, but it's not amazing. Well, good luck beating Dawn of War 3, my friend. On the plus side, you don't have to look forward to any more DLC for you to beat. Schnauf, schnauf, schnauf. Sorry, I can't help but mentioning that it's been packed in. And I'm sorry for anyone that likes the game, because if you do like Dawn of War 3, then I feel bad for you, because the game's dead. It's one of those things.
The enemies of the Imperium are...
It's one of those things in life now where the majority actually do get the say. If people don't buy it, they don't get the money, and there you go. Viserys, quite possibly. Let's see how much damage we do here. Bomb, 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 bomb. To quote someone else from YouTube. Boop. I'm just seeing the single target first. Let's try the AoE. Now look at that. Is that really that bad? I mean, they're just walking to me and dying, turning to jam. Let's try... Oh, the cooldown on it's a fair bit. The cooldown on it is quite a lot. Right, and we can do an AoE around us. Let's do the AoE. That's pretty good too. That's not too bad. Right, let's put one of these down. Get out of it. I think it needs... Suffers a little bit with AoE. Let's kill these first, and then we'll try and kill some ranged stuff. So, we get some suppression down here. Oh, it looks like I'm going to kill him before I get the suppression down. So, my whole concept of slowing stuff is only really killing trash quicker. Trash is going to take a load of extra damage from me. But, oh, come on, whack him. Yes! Did he actually turn to face his ally as if to say, Oi! You screwed him? I got his suppression down. I got his suppression down, Ma. I did it. Oh, I like it. I don't know as it's garbage. I mean, I think the gravity well has its place. Like, if I put the well over there... Like, look at their health going down. I don't even have to do anything. That's kind of got to be a thing, right? That's not entirely terrible. Like, could you reduce cooldown for that? It's 7 seconds, but you could bring it down to 4 seconds quite easily. I'm thinking this might not be... This might be all right. Come on, come to me. And then we'll just slow you there, and now you'll die. I mean, granted, this is not the most immersive experience in the world, but I've turned a bunch of guys to jam. And now I've shot the ground around me and, you know, made bassy noises. I mean, single target-wise, this is doing a lot better than the bloody Grav gun, than the las rifle did. I'd like his suppression to go down. There we go. Pop, 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 pop. Come on! There we go. Okay. I'm liking it. I'm actually liking this. I think it's cool. It's got utility to it. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to shoot the ground around me there. Right. I think, if anything, the cooldown on the 1 is one of the issues here. Oh, wrong button again. So we do have to do quite a lot of kiting, it has to be said. Although, yeah, I could have just put one of those down a long time ago and avoided that. I keep using the wrong ability here. There we go. Come on, I want the remote mine. Walk past that thing, please. Have a slow. Look how slow he is. That's not too bad. I think the thing that lets this down is the single target damage when you've applied all the utility is not particularly good. But the amount of utility on this is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I could indeed hold my left click and that would be a bit more effective, wouldn't it? I don't know, I just feel like mashing the button feels like I'm doing more. But well spotted. Save you guys listening to quite so many clicks. Bomb. Bomb. But what I like about this is I have utility, and in a group setting I can literally bring these guys to a point where, you know, that they're non even threatening. Granted, I have to run in there. I mean, I would maybe even go with an assault pack for this, just so you could jump in there and apply this to them, which is going to knock everything down. Very good for killing trash. Just jump in there, shoot the ground around you. I like it. But the slow, I mean, the slow on demand is... I mean, look at him. I don't even care. You're not even a problem. I don't even care if you're charging at me. Oh, I was going to interrupt him. That was going to look awesome. Oh. Yeah, excuse the ice cream cone. By the way, Neocore, by the way, you really need to change this. It looks... Out of all the abilities and animations and such, I think it looks the worst. Is there anything worse than this ability. Guys, I want to know. What do you think? I've done the gravity well on the floor. I mean, the dock damage is a thing. Are you healing? There we go. I'm not entirely sure that the bonus damage is coming in. Let's toggle my tactical view here. Tactical view. I pressed the T button, by the way. This is why they've gone red. T does tactical. T for tactical. Oh, the knockback is so fun. Look, that's so good. That's so fun. You know, just being able to be like, no. Look, no. So much fun. So much more fun than the las rifle, anyway. That's honestly how I'm feeling right now. It's how I'm feeling. Oh, lure them back, lure them back, lure them back. They're too angry. Right. Oh, slow resist. I need to see if the extra damage really is taking effect when they're slowed. So if I do this and knock them back, I'm doing 242 to him. 281. 49 now. 64. Why has the damage gone down so much? 240. I think it does apply. Yeah, I think it is applying. Very inconsistent though. Like a moment ago, I was doing 200. Ah, maybe it's because he was knocked down. Let's try again. Try the knockdown. Oh no, he's immune. Another 240 that was a non-crit. Let's knock him down. Excuse me. 58. Oh, well, this makes no sense. These numbers are literally being drawn out of a hat here. I have no idea. Da 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 da. And sploosh. Explosions. What's wrong with the las gun? It is point and click and button spam until they're dead, and I don't think it's actually that amazing in terms of damage. The thing I dislike about the las gun, my friend, is that it only does damage, and the priority system for it, however you build, is normally left click, left click, left click, one, left click, left click, left click, one, left click, left click, left click, one, left click, left click, left click, one. And that repeats until you're basically bored of the game. That's what I dislike about it. It really... Okay, you can mix in the right mouse button too for the movement steroid, but it's nothing compared to applying slows, stuns, shocks, bleeds, etc. That's what I think intermittently applying things, interrupting enemies, is, for me, one of the things that prevents this from being brain dead boring. Because there's not a lot of complexity to this combat, let's be honest here. There's not a lot of thinking power involved, aside from dodging a bit of damage every now and again. Uh-oh. So, I'm just happy that the Grav gun has something where if an enemy comes close to me, I can think, oh, I'm going to apply a slow, or I think, oh, this enemy's not got a slow applied, I'll apply it. Or they're close to me, I can knock them down. It's just that it has different things going for it. Let's apply a heal here. And a bit of a shield. See my turrets there doing a little bit of damage? The suppression damage on it is not that nuts though. It's not that nuts, so that's something to think about. The smile marks. You mean the little yellow things? It means that they're in yellow suppression and you've applied one of the yellow debuffs, which would be like a knockback there or a slow there or yeah, it means you've applied one of those. Right, let's move it on up. See what I get in the chest. I'd like to see it land on the floor before I pick it up. I feel like, well, maybe that's a bit anti. Maybe that's a bit too far. I mean, one hit, one kill is not actually too bad. And I really like this ability. I really like it. I don't quite understand why I'm only seeing a portion of my total combat numbers here. But this is my feeling anyway. We'll do another build next. We've got the heavy bolter to do as well, remember? And the heavy bolter is definitely my jam. Oh, it's my jam. It's my jam. It's my jam. It's definitely my jam. Right. Come on, have at thee. Come on. Come at me, bro. And I let me tell you, my heavy bolter build has changed since the last patch. Oh, hot mama. I have found some stuff and things. Oh, boy. Right. Come here. This way, fools. Right. There you go, slowing trash. AoE slow. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I don't even need to be there. Now, granted, that's not quite as much damage as I needed from it. Come on, one more, one more. All of this damage, all of this. It's beautiful. Look at it go. I love that. I love that. It's just different. It's just different than spamming buttons. It's pressing one button and then watching it. But it's something, I guess. Right. The damage single target, though, I think is a little bit lackluster on this. But I don't think it's terrible. It is very inconsistent, though. Right, so now we can... That little thing there is a slow. And then he goes pop. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Double bolt pistol. Yes, my friend. We'll do bolter, heavy bolter, and then double bolter pistol. We'll do heavy bolter and then bolter pistol. Da-da-da-da. Feeling tactical. Come here. This is going up very slowly. Very slowly. Are you coming? Here, whoa. Oh. And it does do a lot of damage against armour. I mean, look at that. 700. I mean, that is good anti-vehicle damage there. That is good.
Success is measured.
That is good. Oh, happy about that. Right, let's carry on cracking. How's everyone's Saturday doing, by the way? I've got roast chicken today. Oh, that reminds me, in 5:30... I need 20 seconds, guys, to turn the chicken on. Otherwise, Hydra ain't going to be eating tonight. 20 seconds. Got to put chicken in the oven. Oh, there you go. I eat a lot of chicken. It has to be said. About them, it's all about making them gains. You know, it's all about that chicken life, that protein. I just like chicken, and I've got a halogen oven now, and it's really good at cooking chicken. And I'm kind of on a budget, I'll be honest, and chicken is affordable. I like beef, chicken and beef. That's kind of how I roll. Pork is cheap, but I'm not much of a pork person. I've got these weird Germans in my cabal that want me to eat raw pork. From Germany, apparently. It's a really big thing, but I can't bring myself. Oh, my old turrets aren't dead, so I can't spawn more. That really sucks. I mean, I'll eat any meat. I'll eat fish. Have a bit of tuna every now and again, you know. I feel like I'm talking to my mum. Don't worry, mum. I'm eating my vegetables. Yep. Oh dear. Right. I would really like to be able to place down some turrets here. Why can we not? Can we destroy our own turrets, I wonder? No. We really need to be able to pick these up again. It's a little bit of an issue. It's kind of okay on the super hard difficulties, but... Now, the damage just seems so inconsistent. I mean, maybe this guy's classed as armoured, but he just frickin' fell over. He just fell over. Vegetables are for heretics. Oh my god, let me tell you about bacon. Oh my word, bacon. Yeah, I've got a pack of bacon. Oh my god, I might put some bacon on the chicken. Oh god, what an idea. What an idea. I might even have cheese with it as well. Go full Murican. I mean, chicken bacon burgers are probably one of the best things to come out of planet Earth, I think. They're something to be proud of as human beings. Just regular burgers, I think, are something to be proud of. I mean, whoever thought of putting a beef in a blender and putting it between bread? I don't know, but they really got onto something there. Yeah, chicken wrapped in bacon is a definite thing. Definite thing. The thing is with chicken is you've always got that question. Are you going to have it with ketchup or are you going to have it with mayo? That is the question. The unanswered question. The unasked question, rather. I feel like I should probably... Fortunately, they're killing each other. Come on, I want to kill that one. Let's knock them back. Oh, I didn't knock anyone back. Come on. Oh, sod you then. Right, come on, slow on the floor. I want to kill that one. Kill him. There we go. Oof. There we go, suppression is back. Come on. Do him. Do him. Maybe it's because these guys aren't armoured that they take no damage whatsoever. Kind of painful though, isn't it? Ugh. I think partnering this with a build that does good suppression damage is probably a really good idea. Because once they're slowed, they're so easy to kill and kite. But getting them to that point is maybe not the easiest thing to do. Oh, now I'm doing loads of damage. Ah, that's probably because he was slowed. Oh, I don't know. Ranch sauce. Oh my days, ranch sauce is a real thing, isn't it? Mayo with everything, 50 Shades of Yes. Who's 50 Shades? Chicken fillet with cheese. Cheese chili, okay. A little bit of chili with your chicken and bacon. You, my friend, live life very dangerously. I can get behind that, though. Right, definite runaway situation here. I mean, I may be an Inquisitor, but I ain't dumb. Right, let those guys just explode a little bit. Yep. I mean, kiting is a little bit too easy, but not many weapons could have just done that. That is a really cool ability. I'm sorry, but if you don't like these weapons, they're bad in some situations, but they're really good in others. Like blowing the nuts off of a tank, for example. Like 350, 400 damage is reasonable. This isn't a particularly hard mission, but it's not a particularly easy one. Stand in front of it and get run over. I would like some sound effects, please. Wonder what's happened to them. Oh, you can fire that at me all you like. Da, 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 da. I've already put in a complaint to get that frickin' sound effect removed. Get it out of my face. Out of my ears. Okay. Okay, I can't use a heavy bolter and a one-handed chainsword at the same time, random leg. I'm afraid the heavy bolter requires two hands. I am not a Terminator. I would very much like to be able to use one hand to do it. Maybe one day in vehicle combat. Maybe. But, ooh, we've got a bolt gun up there as well. Now we're onto the heavy bolter, and oh boy, gee whiz, is this going to be good, because I love that gun so very much. We'll keep that Grav gun just in case. While we're here, let's just look at the difference, because I think it's pretty much the same build. Gravity surge, multiple object around the primary target. Oh, well, that's channeled. Ugh. Okay, persistent, slow, gravity implosion. Area of effect 6 meters slow. I mean, I would go with the same build, to be honest, because either way you're going to be applying the single shot to finish them off. Yeah, I think so. Single target. Yeah, I would do the same build for the Grav gun as well. Just have to take a little breath there. Right, what are we doing? Heavy bolter to the stash. Heavy bolter, bing. Right. Dun, dun, dun. Totally badass. Heavy bolter incoming. Right. Now to do the clicking dance of destiny. Timestamp, please. I hope someone's recording this because I'm going to have to go through after. Do all of this all by myself. I'm unclicking a lot of points I'm going to be putting back in again, but I feel like I need to do it with you. Otherwise it ain't gonna... Uh-oh. My build idea I don't think is actually going to work how I thought it would. But it might. It might. Right, nearly there. Guys, can I leave criticals here? I can't do it. I just can't do it again. I'm going to put that one in as well because we're hitting so often it is actually worth doing this. I'm going to leave this here, guys. Let's just imagine that I've just put all of these in because I want to go with critical hit. So, what does a heavy bolter do? Single target. Okay, high suppression, good to know. Channeled, good to know. They're the only ones you can really upgrade. Armor breaking could be taken advantage of. Could definitely. I like shots per second, though. I do like shots per second, but single target as well could also be taken advantage of. Ooh, very interesting to note, though, that this starts off as a lower damage and ramps up to being higher. This one takes a little time to do. It is channeled, it is channeled. Disengage does not apply. This has 1 shock and 1 knockdown, okay? That's what this applies, shock and knockdown, but we can still take advantage of that. Critical hits, I think what we're going to do, we're going to look at the physical tree. We're just going to have a little check out here. Physical critical hits apply a vulnerability. That is without a doubt one of the best things to ever happen to this game. Increasing your damage by 10% every second against a target is also very good. Now, what would be very nice is the ability to bleed. Critical hits with a physical applying a bleed, I feel, only applies to the assassin. And if so, it's really, really awesome, but you can't, I don't think, does anyone know? Anyone? I don't think you can apply a bleed. Like, this is all about bleeding. Nope. Vulnerability only. I would kind of prefer that to apply a bleed than vulnerability, actually. That, I think, would be a better option. Damage, all of these are about bloody bleeding. It's not that useful. Right, damage over time, because then if you've got, then you can go for this, bleeding enemies are slowed, and then you can go for slowed enemies take extra damage, which is a really nice combination. Right, just gonna have a sip of coffee. Single target damage will be of some use, extra 5.5% damage just for doing that. I like this idea, extra suppression damage bonus to single target attacks when hitting targets with the same skill. So basically you spam an ability and it does loads of damage on them. Now, damage with single target skills against slowed, shock, stunned or frozen enemies I think is good. And again, we're going to go for this, because we will be slowing, shocking, stunning and freezing them. We'll be applying that via the 2 ability. Now we do need to increase the duration of a shock. Okay, duration of a shock. Damage bonus affected by slow. Where is it? Well, I think shock duration is just sort of around here. That'll do. Extra shock duration will come in handy. You will see why very, very shortly. And single target, I think we'll go with this. We could go movement speed while using a heavy weapon. I mean, that one's not very useful, but we've got 6 points here. What should we do? I think the hit point tree is probably useful. We'll go for this. Extra tankiness, I think, probably be useful. And extra 2% damage reduction. What else can we do with 2 points? Oh, we'll just go for that. And we'll go for channeled skills by 3% critical hit chance. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? It's an extra good chunk of crit. So, theory for this build, what it's doing is lots and lots of suppression damage on a target because you're going to be spamming one ability at a time. Once their suppression is down, you're going to do a couple of attacks which are going to slow or shock them, and then you're going to do plus 20, 25, blah 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 blah, 40% extra damage to them, faster reload as well while we're here. Criticals will be applying a vulnerability via the physical tree. Kills will also give us a damage boost, and criticals will also heal and give us focus points, and criticals will also do extra suppression. So that's kind of the vibe. Let's crack on and see how we do. Hail Hydra, what is up hamster? This feels wrong. What feels wrong? If it feels wrong, stop doing it. Assassination Rebel Guard. I feel like if we do an assassination, it's going to be hard. They're all assassination, aren't they? FFS. Alright, I'll do an assassination. Fine. I've got beer, I've got wine, and I will be fine. That is my plan for today. I found a very cheap beer that I'm trying from Sainsbury's today. It's called Skull. £2.50 for a 4-pack. It's made by Carlsberg though, so I've got a little bit of faith, and it's only 2.9%, so I feel like I could drink them all at once. That'll be interesting. Oh, that's the whole point in hailing a Hydra. Remember, the reason that everything is a ready colour is because... Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to talk to you about your Emperor Jesus Christ. Daka 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 daka. I mean, what could you ask for? What could be better than this? Let's see how fast we can kill a commander. What we do is set up camp just about here. Daka 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 daka. Oh, so much daka. I'm not close enough to hit him reliably. Okay. Right, here we go. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. We're going to lure these away a little bit. And we'll do single target attacks just for the extra daka. Oh no, we'll do AoE. It'll be a lot quicker. And this actually heals you a fair bit too. Right. I'm going to walk right up to this commander's face and destroy. That's how you kill a commander. You walk up to him and you face tank that damage like a champ. 2.9% water. I wish. Yeah, that's kind of a thing. When the enemies are hit by it, the animation flashes a little bit. Not a massive fan of that. Oh, all of this. Now, if I do this ability too, this does loads of damage. So it is a nice nice one for team builds as well, because when you're in a corridor, or dem enemies are coming at you, oh no, hold your ground, you just basically unload this, and it just throws them around. It's ridiculous. You can even spec into doing more damage to knock down enemies, but I really like it. Enemies don't have to be red, I can turn off tactical mode. My Russian friend, see, this is without tactical mode, this is with. Without, with. You can choose what you see in tactical mode as well. So I turn it back on again. I've currently got all of this selected. Let's just have a quick show. So if we go to the gameplay, we go to tactical mode here. I can choose to see what I see in basic mode and tactical mode. So I could take thermal vision off and have a tactical mode like this. I have to say I actually quite like it though, the tactical mode. I know visually it probably is a little bit annoying, but I find it quite soothing on the eyes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we'll use an inoculator and a brief shield here. And a little bit of daka up there. A little bit of daka over there. Oh, bring it on. We'll destroy this first, and we'll have enough charged up daka. Oh, Chaos Space Marine, you are going down to Chinatown. Goodbye. Oh, and a commander. Right, let's see how much damage we do via this. So the plan would be, when there's against one of them, it's probably to do... Okay, the suppression damage isn't that much. But now he's yellow, I can shock him. Or he is shocked, rather, so he's taking 40% more damage. So now he's healed, he'll die a little bit quicker. It's just so much fun. I just like being able to literally stand here and be I mean, bearing in mind this is a tank build. This is a ranged tank. So that's why I'm standing still so much. I'm partly spec'd semi-tanky as well. Extra damage mitigation in cover. Confirmed. I really like it. I really like this build. It's simple, I'll give you that. Excuse me, that's my cover, thank you. And then you'd basically just sit here and spam. Remember to hold the shift key for force fire. Turn tactical mode off for a second. And do a little bit of general dackering. Let's summon another turret just to help out a little bit. Right, there we go. Stubber sounds good. Stop healing yourself! Rudeness confirmed. Right, there we go. It's a very satisfying gun, I have to say. Very, very satisfying gun. We'll zoom in a little bit and do some close quarters combat. Oh! Not a lot of backtracking on this map. Daka 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 daka. The accuracy is pretty bad, but I would say this has a set amount of spread in terms of degrees, and you can reduce that via certain items. Oh. Let's backtrack a little bit. Stand back, beast! And now I can knock him down. Ha! Get knocked down. But he gets up again. Ain't anybody ever going to keep him down. Oh, not very lyrically informed today. Yeah, sadly, the only thing missing from a Psyker class is the Heavy Bolter. Oh, I like this. This is all sorts of... I mean, let's face it, the Crusader's best ability is just being able to walk through content. And accuracy, does miss a lot, but to be fair, you can get minus spread stats on items. I think by the time you get 2 or 3 minus spread stats, the hit percentage goes up a lot, and even with the missing... The damage per second, I think, is enough to still justify it. Especially if you're hitting large targets like elites. Like, the accuracy rate on a tank is pretty damn high. We really need to speak to them about these vibrating nameplates. So if I go here, I can literally mow them down. And this is a tank build. And it's just so satisfying as well. Have a turret in your face. I think the suppression could go up a little bit from the AoE ability, but it's not too bad. Oh no, they killed it. They killed my turret. And the amount of shots per second is really nice for applying vulnerabilities. I mean, very quickly you're doing double damage because you've done 10 crits. Dun, 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 dun. Can't hear a word you said, lady. Sorry, someone was busy playing a frickin' orchestral over the top of you. I really don't like that sound. I've been saying it to them for the last week. Really don't like it. Time for dual bolt pistols, because bolt pistols are the shiznit. Absolutely love them. Right. Da 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 da. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. Da 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 da. And we'll go, get rid of all of that, get rid of all of that. And now, do we have the recipe for a bolt pistol? Yes. 2 bolt pistols coming up. I tell you what, I'll make 5 of them just on the off chance I get some with a bit of crit, because it'll make the build a lot easier. Want an autofill button, please, while we're here. Right, pending rewards. Oh, okay, there we go. So what do we got? Critical hit chance, that'll do. Ah, I don't want to sell it. I want to equip it. There we go. And critical hit, critical hit, critical hit. Oh, extra ammo, damage for single shot. That one's not too bad. 2% critical hit chance. Shmeh. Range damage. I don't know. 7.2 for suppressive fire, and that is an amazing ability. Okay, on to the bolt pistols. So, here we go again, guys. Gonna leave the critical hit. I think every build I use, I generally go with critical hit, because I just like it so much. I think it's really good. I really do. Take this, 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 take this. This is the build workshop. What are you thinking of the build workshop, guys? Do you like this style of video? Should I do this more often? I'm going to leave those 4 there, okay? Because they're 4 very, very simple points. You know what they do. 20% damage reduction in cover, an extra 20% armor because I'm a crusader, okay? You know that by now. Critical hits are my jam. I'm probably going to leave that too. Let's look at this. Now, we've got vulnerability with every single hit. Pretty goddamn nice. We have single target and we have armor breaking, meaning we ignore 50% of armor, which is pretty damn cool. We have salvo here, assault, and high suppression breacher, single target again, and another single target here. 3 single target abilities that may come in use. Knockdown, knockback on concussive shots, but more importantly, suppressive fire. Suppressive fire is amazing. It's actually amazing. And it only has an 8-second cooldown. But I would like that cooldown to be shorter because it's amazing. Say it with me. Absolutely amazing. We're going to go for this, for the extra range skill reduction when in cover, because it's amazing. Now, what are we going to do to actually deal damage? We've got single target DPS, which we're going to be using. We're going to be knocking down, knocking back, and slowing and shocking and stunning and freezing. So we're going to be doing this. And what we're going to do as well with the debuffs is we're going to do this. There we go. For the shock debuff to enemies that were knocked down, and the extra shock there just to make elite combat a lot easier. Now, and how are we going to knock down I Hear You Cry? Just to go through again, I'm basically going to rinse their suppression with this and then knock them down and knock them back using a concussive shot. That's the plan anyway. Now, it's also worth mentioning that when those things are on cooldown, they're both single target skills, so single target DPS can help and might be worth using. That, I think, is worth it. Killing reduces the skill's cooldown is semi-useful. It's semi-useful, although I don't have many single target high cooldown abilities other than the aim shot. It could be of some use, but I'm not going to be using it on trash very often. I think I can justify using this one for when the others are on cooldown. Although that does only apply... No, we're going to get rid of that, actually. Now, what I will be using a lot of is this one, and we have armor breaking, and this one's not armor breaking. Okay, so maybe, actually... I'm trying to think, actually, what's the best thing to do. I'm thinking as I go here, guys. Cut me a little bit of slack. I think range combat is probably the way to go. Physical, okay. I am applying a vulnerability with every hit anyway. But let's face it, that is just money well spent. That is just money well spent. It is just good. I would really like something to actually apply a goddamn bleed so I could make use of this. I would really like to bleed things. Making physical hits apply a bleed is an assassin ability, and that makes the build completely different on an assassin. But I do like it. Here we go. Single target DPS. We're going to go for this one. Very good. Now we've got 5 points left. I think what we'll go for is a bit of this. And I think we'll go for... Ooh, what else should we go for, guys? What else should we go for? Knockdown... Yes, we will. We will. And suppression damage. Oh, we might as well while we're there. Right, let's roll, boys. Signums. I'm just using any old Signum at the moment. I'm not optimizing gear as I go. I've got 2 Signums equipped. I just want the power rating right now. A random mission in a random tarot. I mean, to be honest, I kind of agree with you there. Just a simple feature, which is like, send me on a mission, please, would be nice and convenient, and then have this system for people that want to choose it. I kind of agree with you there. I do kind of agree. Oh, I'm actually feeling a bit out of breath right now. I've done a lot of talking. Done a lot of talking today. Let's go on a hunt. I'm going on a bear hunt. I'm not scared. But yes, I have 0 build optimization in terms of my items right now. Most of them, I think, have heat damage on them. So, you know, it's fine. I think critical hit is on a few of them.
The web of heresy and corruption is spun by powerful beings and perverted minds.
Oh.
Hunt their leaders.
Right, you heard him, guys. We're going to go kill a bunch of perverts. There's nothing I hate more than a pervert, right? Right, let's see how much a single target hit does. Okay, not too bad. The knockback is nice because it means that the next hit is guaranteed to do a lot more damage. So on a... Yeah, the trouble is if you've knocked them back, is you're already going to kill them in one hit anyway. But now let's use some other stuff. Quick reload and a quick blah, 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 blah. I love that skill. What we need is an elite to give them a little bash with. Right, where's an elite? Here we go. Right. Oh, I used the wrong ability. Let's do an aimed... Oh, my word. Okay. Right, there's a guy that maybe we can rinse his suppression. Or we could just kill him. Hilarious. Right. Come up. I want to rinse your suppression. That just does too much damage. Oh, an unholy codex. We're on the next Cabal mission, guys. We are on the next Cabal mission. So, what do you guys think of the Grav pistol build? I want a quick yes or no for that first. And why don't you say yes, no Grav pistol or yes, no heavy bolter? I want to know what you guys think of the weapon, what you think of the build. And do remember as well, we do have auto fire as well, full auto, but that's not very good against armoured, which is why I'm not using it that much. I did a tiny map here. Right, kill that guy first, who's all up in my grill. Kill this guy too. So by the time I've done a couple of hits, like I can get him down a bit there. Yeah, we don't have enough suppression damage on this. That's something missing from this build. I mean, the trouble is we've got too much damage with our suppression damage. It's ridiculous. Now I believe this aimed ability isn't actually one that can be cycled, but it does apply vulnerability, I think. Very, very nice damage. Very nice damage. So what do we got? Bolt? Yes. Grav? No. Ugh. We've got some heretics here. Nice damage. The damage is nice. Am I the only person that thought the Gravwell ability was really, really useful? I think I actually am. I thought that was really good. Oh well. Oh well. That's a nice thing about an ARPG. You pick the stuff that you like. That's what's so good about it. You don't make a video saying that it's shit because you found an ability you don't like. Kappa, kappa, keepo, kappa, kappa, not too kappa, a little bit kappa. Right, there we go. Oh, okay, I think we should use a turret now. Go up. There we go. We are rocking, we are cooking. We are doing all sorts of damage to him. I mean, the damage is nuts on this, isn't it? I can't help but feel that it's just way too much. Right. Nice to meet you, random. Da, 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 da. I've already done the Grav weapon hamster. Did you miss it? You'll have to watch the replay, I'm afraid. I can't do another one because the same build would have applied to both weapons. But I liked the Grav build for the pure reason that in a group setting, you are the utility man. If you've got a suppression man with you, you can basically lock down elites. Right. Come on. I need to get in the habit of using the one ability a little bit more. The damage is just nuts. Why is the damage so high? Yeah, I am pimping a bit, Vaz. Okay, I'll play a slightly harder one because I did feel like that was way too easy. But I don't... Was it actually below me? We'll try and find a yellow one then. We'll try and find a yellow one. Ooh, and another Grav pistol. I think it's trying to tell me something. Right. Tick, tick. Let's have a look. Tick. And is that enough? Do I have to... Thank the Lord. Was it grey? Was it really grey? I think you're telling Porky Pies. I thought it was... I'll do a yellow then. I thought it was green. There you go. Oh, an assassination spool against Rebel Guard. How about that? I mean... Really? Wow. I wasn't looking on the right-hand side at all. It shows how much I actually block that out. So, there you go. This will be a better test. This will be a much better test. One more with the bolt pistols. Guys, what are we going to do after a bolt pistol? What are we going to do after that? We've done a las gun. Well, a bolter gun would be very, very similar to this. Slightly different, but very, very similar. Oh. 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 Okay. Okay, well, I'm definitely taking more damage. Come on. Quick. Damagey, damagey, damagey. Oof. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Uh-oh. do some full auto here. Ah, oh, stressful. But I mean, they're dying fast though. Look at them. I mean, the damage is still good. Ah, oh, Jesus Christ, that was stressful. I don't know about... Yeah, I was definitely more than balls deep then. That was neck deep. Definitely. A little bit out of my comfort zone. Damn. Right. Oh, need to remember to reload now. I'm not using heat weapons for a change. So we'll have a few votes on weapons next. We've done a heavy bolter already, so that's been done. But the damage is really good here. Like, this is supposed to be hard. This is not the remotely difficult. This is without a doubt so much better than the lasgun in terms of damage. Like, I would not even consider using a lasgun when I could use this. The difference is just, like, this has still got that crit vibe going on. I've got the knockdown, I've got AoE. I'm not button spamming. Well, I'm kind of button spamming the left ability, but intermittently using an AoE ability that just is enough to make it feel a bit different. Can I hit him, please? I think these guys are sort of having some anti-damage sort of cheats. There we go. But yeah, I'm really liking this. Yes, I did pick up a heavy bolter. I did indeed. I would look forward to using it, but I've got a relic one. I mean, this is a lot easier than some of the other stuff I've used thus far. The thing is, Viserys, I'm not talking about how easy or hard this is in isolation of overall content. I'm talking about in comparison to the other weapons I've done thus far. This is dramatically easier because I'm just doing a lot more damage than I was with a las rifle. Like, there's just no comparison. The damage with this gun is a lot higher. It's absolutely a lot higher. Oh my god, that chicken is smelling good. It is. Oh, there we go. Like, I want these missions to be fairly quick. I'm trying to do as many weapons as I can, so this is about the difficulty I want it to be, so I can go through it fairly quick, and you know, and I can see how many hits it takes or how long it takes for me to kill an elite. But this is a breeze. This is a breeze. And granted, it does take 50 points to access this build. I mean, this is no small thing to ask for. But it's got utility. I'm thinking this is just flat out better than anything las related. I'm sorry, you lasgun fans, but I can't support the lasgun right now. It just has nothing. It does, I would say, less damage than this and has no utility, whereas this has loads. I could maybe have given the lasgun a little bit of utility. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some co-op play to see how much of a difficulty we can actually achieve now, because I've done plus 680 as a difficulty with a four-man team. I'm looking forward to seeing if we can actually do better. I think it'll be doable. It'll be super hard though. I don't think we'll necessarily go higher than that now that they've made the changes, because now that enemies can actually do more than 100% extra damage. So basically you will probably go back to what it used to be in the old days, where you literally die in one hit if it's too far. Which I don't really mind. But this seems to be a little bit smoother than the heavy bolter as well. This turret is doing a little bit too much. Go away. All of that damagey. Right. Uh-oh. And the knockdown is nice to have as well. Oh, it's just all nice. I just really like this. I'm a bolt pistol man through and through. I'm sold on this. I hope you are sold too. So we need a vote for the next weapon, remember. We've done, I mean, plasma rifle we've not done, but I don't think I can do much more than I did do with the plasma pistol. We've done bolters. I mean, we could maybe do a melee build, but I feel like we should do ranged so we can do more comparisons, and we'll do a ranged another time. Pow, pow, pow. Pow, pow. There we go. I like the single target damage, I do. I mean, it's doing a nice chunk. It's just fun. Whew. What else is there? I mean, we could do a Grav gun, but again, that would be the same as a Grav pistol. Any heavy flamer, I think, is probably worth going through. I'm not very good with the heavy flamer. Shotty is an idea too. No, there's no Stormbolter, I'm afraid. No Stormbolter included. Maybe one day. I mean, this game is due to have more weapons added to it as time goes on, so I would expect there not to be every weapon within the game at launch. I mean, every weapon within from 40k. So otherwise, what have they got to add in the future? I think we'll clear a little bit of this out. There we go. Zoom in, get the cooldown back a little bit quicker, and blah 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 blah. So much fun. Not much of a suppression problem when you use the broken cover system. That's right, hashtag cover is useless, apparently. It's useless if you don't want to stand still, I guess. But it's incredibly useful if you actually want to live through a mission and not have your suppression rinsed all the time. There we go. I just think some people don't like standing still. They want to go full potato, which is fair enough. But the game is a strategic game, supposedly. And if you want to go full potato in a strategic game, well, tough. Because the two things are sort of the opposite. Come on. Right. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Inferno pistols. Ooh, that's an idea too, isn't it? The melter gun could be a thing as well. We've not done a melter build. That's definitely a thing that we could do. Let's see what we've got in our goodie bag. Right. And I'll tell you what, let's go over here. Excuse me, sir, I'd like to get rid of some of my really crappy wares. Right, let's just have a little look in here. Right, what do we got? We do have a plasma cannon here, but this is probably going to be same as the plasma pistol. Same with the plasma rifle. I'm not expecting anything good to come from that. I mean, I can go with a multi-melter, which would be very, very, very similar. Area effect, armor piercing. Does anything do a... it's not that interesting, is it? Vulnerability, heat and armor breaking's kind of okay. Area effect is... Piercing is not... And it's armor piercing, okay. And armor piercing, okay, well... I'll let you guys... tell me what you want. Okay, I'm going to give you a choice and we're going to vote. We've got multi-melter as choice number 1. We've got flamer as choice number 2. And we're going to do... what was number 3? Can't remember. Cast your votes. And I'll try and remember what the other one was. No, Inferno Pistol? Inferno Pistol. Inferno Pistol is number 3. I'll need to make another one, I guess. I'm not sure as I even have. What do we say, guys? What do we say? Heavy flamer. I'm going to wait. First one to reach 3 votes will go. Okay? First one to reach 3 votes. Cast your vote now. Multi-melter, heavy flamer, inferno pistol. Tell me now what you would like. Going to give you a few seconds. I know if you're on a mobile phone, obviously, but you probably can't be bothered to type something in the chat. Don't worry, I'm not talking to you. But I know there's people here that could cast a vote. I'm waiting for you. If not, we're just going to have to go for heavy flamer. So I'm going to give 10 seconds, and if... Oh, it's 1-1. It's 1-1. First to get to 3. Flamer. Okay, flamer looks like it's probably going to win. Okay. Inferno flamer. Flamer. Okay, flamer it is, guys. Flamer it is. I know. Okay. Let's look at the flamer, by the way. It's a nice yellow colour as well. Nice pissy yellow. Nice. Right, time to change my skills for the however many time. I don't know how many times I've done this, but a few too many. I'm going to have to check on the chicken soon as well. This may even be the last one of the evening, but the build workshop will continue tomorrow if you so wish. I don't know why I'm changing these. These should stay. However, it's a flamer, so I'm not going to be in cover. That's just silly. Right, tick, 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 tick. And defense critical, single target DPS is not perhaps appropriate for a flamer. Tick, 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 tick. Right, I'll leave criticals there because I'm fairly sure I'm going to be using that. Now, what we're going to be doing is the standard. We're going to go heat, vulnerability, critical hits, etc. Because vulnerability essentially doubles your damage. It's really, really good. Overheated weapons cool down faster may be useful, and doing extra damage when high on heat is also useful too. Now, we're definitely going to go for the extra burn duration. I like the idea of that. Now, 0.5% of your heat resist turning into percentage of burn damage. I might just go with this and just go all the way up to doing an extra 15% bonus damage to an enemy that has a dot on it, because they're going to be dotted all the bloody time. That's of no use, and that's only a defensive one. So we're going to get a 15% bonus to damage on an enemy via this ability. I think it's kind of worth it. The dot damage increase, we'll have to see how much the dots actually do. Might be worth it, it might not. Now, what else are we going to use? Well, we could go for this, and we could go for this as well. Range cooldown, there we go. All of that extra, and cooldown, yeah, okay. So we've got loads and loads of critical hit. Absolutely bucket tons of it. What else are we going to combine with? Now, let's have a little think. The Flamer itself is cone effect, okay, AoE cone effect. It is another cone effect, it is area effect, and it is high suppression, and there's not a lot, is it, to go with? We've got channeled, that's something, and another channeled, high suppression, persistent. There's not actually a lot to go with here to buff it up a little bit. We've got dots, which is great, which is lovely, but in terms of actually increasing our damage, we've kind of got heat damage, critical, range combat to go with. Single DPS and area effect, I don't really think are that good. Area effect has... that's okay. Suppression damage, I don't really like having to spend to get there. Damage to effect range skills is okay. Damage to grenade skills is obviously going to be pointless. Damage to all enemies within the area effect range. The cone skills and line of sight, yeah, that's kind of okay. Our cone and line skills, that's been increased. So that will now affect the warp lightning ability. There you go. Extra 10% damage. Melee skills I'm not going to be using. Again, there's so much of this. What? Area of effect kills restore 100 suppression each. I think we've got to test this out, boys. I think we've got to test that out. 100 suppression points each. Well, it's not that much, but let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. We'll see if it's of any use. And what we'll quickly do as well... oh my god, that chicken smells so good. Oh, it smells amazing. I've completely lost my train of thought now. I just... chicken. I just want to put chicken in my mouth. What am I thinking? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't really know why it's displaying this. You can see it when you click on the mission. Like, this is not... that's of no use now. Because when you click on a mission... oh, I guess maybe it gives you a rough estimate, but you'll learn that anyway. Like, I don't like... maybe that could be changed. We'll think about that and talk to the devs. Let's go with another assassination rebel guard. Grenade launcher next. Kick, 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 kick. Hydra chicken soon. Oh my god, it's so soon. Right, what are we doing? What are we doing? I was going to check something. Skills, what was I going to check? I'm going slightly mad. Ah, that's what it was. Aura skills increased? Would be okay if I had one. The extra crit strength will have to do, and the extra suppression damage, I mean, is completely fucking pointless. But if it gives me really good suppression regen, maybe it's worth it. I don't think it will be. Fish and chips and sweet corn for your tea, my friend. That is a classic. Now, the sweet corn, does that complement mayonnaise? I'm not entirely sure. I would say if you're going for chicken, chips and sweet corn, my condiment of choice would probably be to invest in the barbecue sauce skill tree. I feel like barbecue sauce and sweet corn are a match made in heaven. Right, let's do a little bit of flaming. Okay, so the damage is fairly nice. Considering that this is a... what is it? It's a assassination mission as well, so they've also got some extra health. And the 2 ability is a nice AoE. That's going to dot them, and the dot seems to be doing a reasonable amount of damage. Now granted, I am taking quite a lot of damage. That's perhaps something to consider. But we've got all of these cool abilities we can use, and our damage seems reasonable. The only downside I'm seeing with this thus far is because I'm having to step into their range so much that, well, I'm taking a fuck ton of damage. Granted, I'm standing in the way of an actual turret, which is why I'm taking all the damage, but damn. Yeah, mayo goes with everything. I know mayo goes with everything, but barbecue sauce complements sweet corn so well. It's the sweet, it's the sour, it's the... you know how these things go. It's like barbecue sauce and pineapple. I mean, granted, pineapple is in a lot of barbecue sauce recipes, but for a damn good reason. Right, let's move up. Let's go this one first. Let's go this way. Meh, meh, says the turrets. E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a turret, and the turret said meh. As you can tell, I'm not massively fond of that audio. Right, let's see what we got here. We got one of those, got one of these, we've got a backstrafe, which is channeled, which goes to, yeah, outside of the actual damaging range. The single target damage is lacking, but the AoE is nice. That's all I can say regarding this, but I feel like this does more damage than the Grav pistols, but I feel like it is also much more dangerous than the Grav pistol. So I'm kind of like, look at my health. Ouch. Stop blowing up my cover. Right, let's do an AoE there. Excuse me, I'd like to take cover. And the dots are doing something, I'll give you that. Quick AoE over there, and there we go. Burning, 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 burning. And while they're burning, they're not regenning as well. Right, we'll do an AoE on the floor. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. Maybe you need to invest a little bit more into tankiness. I would maybe take my points out of the AoE tree, which I currently feel have been completely wasted, and put them into the hit point tree. That's what I would say. I'd put them into the hit point tree to give you hit point regen, suppression regen on hit point gain, things like that. Make yourself a little bit more tanky if you want to roll this way. Right. Oh yeah, don't worry, Hamster. A lot of things in this game are completely impossible. Like, it's impossible to kill two of them at the same time. You know, it's impossible to do a lot of things. What people mean is they're struggling with the current build, or they don't know how to do something. Apparently it's impossible to level up in this game as well, which is why I did the video where I leveled to max level within 16 hours? Max level, 16 hours in a game. An ARPG is not a long time. The problem is not everyone uses the leveling system in the same way, which is Neocore's fault. Don't get me wrong, this is Neocore's fault. But I'm trying to say that the system's not broken, it's how the players use it and how it's explained to them, which is broken. But there you go. That's what I like to do as Hydra. I like to try and give feedback that is, I don't know, an actual analysis of what's going on. Same for you guys. It's good to know what's actually happening in a game. Oh, excuse me. Boop and boop. Burn? Burn. Right, let's see how long it takes to kill a commander. I'm going to call down the help of Monsieur Turret. Okay, you actually need to hold your finger on shift here. Well, it's not terrible, but it's nothing on a bolt pistol, that's for sure. Nothing on a bolt pistol whatsoever. Well, yeah. Exactly, Vaz. This is the ultimate door camping weapon. You go in a room, you camp them back, and you move backwards. But you know what I think is also a really good door camper? The gravity pistol. Because it slows them. It slows them, it naturally clumps them. They can barely move, and they take the whole stream of damage. The only downside is that that has maybe slightly less damage in terms of AoE, but it is a longer range. I'm really feeling Grav pistol. I don't know if you can tell. I'm a Grav pistol convert, I've believed. I opened up my heart and let the Grav pistol into my life, and it was worth it. It was worth it. Oh. Apparently Ogrins are a pain in the arse. Man, and that's what my turret says. Right. I still feel dot damage is a little bit underwhelming, however, it's not terrible. It does a proportion of the initial hit, so if you crit with the initial hit, it will do more. So all range damage will increase your dot damage, which is something at least. They've changed the way that works. I'm not entirely sure why only a tiny measly portion of your heat resist goes into applying extra burn damage. I've not tried making a build out of that. When the crafting system's implemented, I will try, because I want to see how much dot damage you can do with that change. Ugh. Yeah, dot damage is okay on the Psyker, but I feel his primary damage is still sort of the main thing to write home about there. And by the time you put all of the attacks on the floor, I guess these guys do die fairly fast. Psyker is OP. He's had a couple of nerfs, but Psyker does have some silly things, really. Definitely the problem with this will be taking down vehicles. I can't see that being something that goes particularly well. There we go. Let's get some suppression back. Yeah, that's right. I'm getting all my suppression back. And now I'm not. There we go, and my turret's doing all the work. Hashtag useless cover system. Hashtag serves no purpose at all. Hashtag pointless. It's why I pull people up when they say something's pointless. I'm like, just because you don't see the point in it doesn't mean there is one. Isn't one, sorry. It's just maybe that it needs improving, but something that needs improving and something that's pointless is two different things. Something that's pointless is like putting a door handle on a jam jar. Even that has a frickin' potential use. It's not pointless. You might say, well, it makes it easier to hand pick it up and tip it onto things. Someone might not see why you're doing it, but there could be a point. Well, I wonder what... I don't know, plus heat damage on a physical weapon. There you go, that's pointless. Because it actually does nothing. In no situation whatsoever can it do anything. Oh, my friend, the chicken's done yet. It is a whole chicken, but the chicken is in a halogen oven, which fortunately turns itself off when the chicken is done. So the chicken is now resting. Although I do need to go wrap it in some foil and leave it in the oven for another half hour to fully moisturise. I'm all about that moist, tender chicken life. Ain't no dry chicken in this household. Right, there we go. A little bit of that. Burning on your floor. Burning on your face. Get my suppression back. Come on. There we go. Look at that dot damage go. Getting my suppression back. Not quite feeling this weapon, because as Vaz says, it's a camping weapon. The fact you've got to go to them, like, it could maybe work if I made this into a really tanky build, and you turn yourself into, like, I'm literally going to stand in front of your face being obnoxious. I need to go back to cover, because I can't stomach that. There you go, now I'm actually kind of immune to knockbacks. Well, almost. Come on, die! Why won't you die, Powers? Right, off we go. There we go. Little bit of damage coming in slow. And there we go.
Negative singularity.
Negative singularity removed. Good. Oh, there's an inoculator there, but I can't be bothered to go and get it. I'm just going to go forward and then complain when I lose my health. Come on. I want to dot them all. Dot on the floor and run away. I feel like this is what I've been reduced to. It's reducing regen at least, so it has its I mean, fair play, if you're a kiter as well, this is actually not bad. Like, look at the suppression damage too. That's pretty reasonable. I mean, if you're patient enough to be willing to kite, maybe this isn't as bad as I give credit to. But I do think by the time you're in this phase of the fight, it's just nothing but a bit of a headache. So, my views on this are it's situational, and it's good, provided you enjoy that type of situation and play style. If the chicken is dry, more mayo. Oh my god, I love streaming. You get some really good life advice. Dry chicken, more mayo. Some would say the chicken is dry. Some would say the chicken lacks mayonnaise. Oh my word. Right, there we go. Tick, 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 tick. Tick, 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 tick. Right, tank advice. Be a tank. Be tanky. Be stubborn. Be obnoxious. Be a crusader. That is tank advice. I'll do a tank guide again, especially closer to release. I'm going to redo all of my guides, because they will need redoing. But I'm waiting until final release. Like, the final release is not far away. It's slightly over a month, probably. Obviously, we don't have a date, but we know it's Q1 because they keep saying it's still Q1. So, yeah, I'm just going to wait until we've got the final release, and then I'll do it. Or I'll start making them once I get access to the final release, which I don't think will be any time soon. I think they might release a copy a little bit early for content creators and such. Probably not. I reckon it'll be still being bug fixed till the last day. Mayo is good. It is good, but barbecue sauce is better. With some meat, it's all situational. It's just like the heavy flamer. It's good in some situations. Could I have mayo every day? I don't know. Sweet chili sauce I go through phases of. You know what? That persistent ground damage is not to be sniffed at. Oh, a purple greatsword too. Right. Yeah, the ground damage for this ability is actually not bad at all. The persistent damage, I'm thinking, is as high as the standard ability. Well, that's one to put down in the books. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, bug fixing will be occurring till the very last week. I mean, Vermintide 2 is being released in 3 weeks, and that's still being bug fixed a lot. That has issues. Well, so I'm assuming, I'm not talking about the beta, hashtag not breaking NDA, I'm just going with the fact that there are loads of people within their forums saying, oh, I've got a bug to put in and it's a pretty big one. Hashtag not breaking NDA. Hashtag. Oh, my word. Guys, this has been hard work. My brain, I feel like I need to lay down for a little bit. I need to eat chicken, that's for sure. Because this is draining. This is draining. So much talking, so much thinking, not so much autopilot rambling like I would normally do. Vermintide 2 is so good. Oh, I can't wait for it. I'm going to be streaming it every day. Not every day. I'm going to be Martyr streaming. Don't worry. So, what I am going to be doing though, guys, is streaming again tomorrow. Maybe later tonight, but I have to be honest, I'll probably be playing Vermintide 2s. In which case, I will see you tomorrow. Make sure to come along and let me know what weapons you would like me to do, because I've got lots to do still. We managed to get a few through a few. If anyone did keep a track of the timestamps as we go, I'll do this myself if needs be. But feel free to put it down in the comments if there were any timestamps, and I can put them all together. Make it easier for someone watching the replay of this. Again, if you want to watch any other replays, they're all going to be available on the Patreon. Most of them already are. They're all free. You don't have to be a Patreon to watch them. You just have to go on Patreon/Airsick Hydra and you can watch the old replays. Granted, there's only 2 of them from this patch and the other one I need to upload. So that's a thing. Guys, have yourself a great day and a great weekend. I'll see you soon.